expand on your point about the silence. You know, the Los Angeles, the Democrats in California are typically very much into climate change and reducing emissions, but at the moment they're setting fire to cars. That's how much they're worried about emissions.
It's not just any old cars either. They're setting fire to cars that are known as Waymos. These are driverless vehicles that several US cities have, and it's basically you dial them up like an Uber, they show up. So our happy, liberation-friendly destroyers in Los Angeles, they dialed up the Waymos just so they could have. It's basically like, bring the firewood over here. We need to build a fire. So they just got these poor little Waymo cars that are basically like, if you remember the movie WALL-E, they dial up a bunch of Wallies, bring them over to their neighbourhood and set fire to them just because they've shown up. It's incredibly destructive. I mean, as well, these things are meant to, obviously, to reduce traffic issues and reduce congestion. As well as an issue in Los Angeles. They're self-driving. They don't need to park anywhere. They just keep moving. And as a reward for that nice community behaviour, they get set fire to. Just charming.
Look, honestly, when it comes to energy, climate change, renewable energy, all the rest of it, common sense goes out the window. I reminded people of this stuff pre-election that we showed at the top of the program.
Will be leading the global green hydrogen revolution. And what we know is that the green hydrogen sector has an enormous potential in this country. Only Labor has the plan to ensure that Australia is part of and is leading that hydrogen revolution.
I mean, they just say this stuff, Tim. They just think if they keep saying it, it might be true. I mean, they never even asked about it. Meanwhile, project after project falls over. The ones that say they're going ahead are too expensive, and our energy prices just go up and up.
Well, they're not lying, though. They're not lying, Chris. Green hydrogen has potential. That is true. That has always been true. It'll be true 10 years from now. It has potential. It will always have an eternal amount of potential. In the meantime, this is going to drive me nuts until the day I die, is the craziness of living in a country with more energy resources than practically any other, yet the most expensive energy costs. We just deny everything that exists around us. We turn our backs on coal, gas, uranium, as you mentioned earlier in the previous interviews, and instead we believe in dreams.
Green hydrogen.
Green hydrogen.
We won't use any of the stuff we got, but we're banking on the green hydrogen revolution. It is the stupidest nation on earth at the moment. Thanks for joining us, Tim. I'm going to have to put Tim Blair in charge. We need him as Energy and Climate Change Minister, although he might reject the second part of that title. Let's just make him Energy Minister.